Most people waste hours trying to get AI to understand them. The problem isn't AI, it's how they are asking. AI is powerful, but here's the catch. Garbage in, garbage out, and most people don't even realize it. But let me show what I mean. We're inside ChatGPT and we will ask ChatGPT to suggest me some books about business. Okay, I asked ChatGPT for some book recommendations. And well, this isn't terrible, but it's not really that useful, right? It's just a list. No descriptions, no insights, no idea why these books matter. If you didn't already know them, how would you choose? Now this is actually useful. Not only do I have book titles, but I know why they matter and what I will learn from them. Same AI, completely different result, just because I changed the way I asked. This is the power of the 5 principles of prompting, a simple framework that makes AI work for you, not against you. In this video, I'll break down these 5 principles and show you how to write better prompts to get clearer, smarter, and more useful AI responses. Let's dive in. So now we've seen how a bad prompt gives you a weak response and a better prompt gives you a structured, useful answer. But how do we constantly get great results from AI? That's where the 5 principles of prompting comes in. These principles are what separate random AI users from those who truly know how to control AI and get high quality outputs every time. Let's break it down. Here are the 5 principles of prompting. First one, give direction. Tell the AI what kind of answer you want. Second, specify format. Structure the response so it's easier to use. Third, provide examples. Guide AI by showing patterns of what works. Fourth, evaluate quality. Check and refine AI responses. And the last one, divide labor. Break down complex tasks into smaller steps. Each of these principles solves a major problem that people face when using AI. Let's quickly go over why they matter. And let's start with the first principle, give direction. This principle is all about telling AI exactly what you need instead of hoping it figures it out on its own. Here is something important to understand. AI doesn't think the way we do. It doesn't guess what you want. It just follows patterns based on how you phrase your request. If you're not specific and clear, the AI will just generate a generic response because it has no way of knowing the details you're looking for. Let's now see the examples of weak and strong prompts. This response isn't necessarily wrong, but it's not what I was looking for. It's plain, lack creativity, and could be about anything. Now read this. This is completely different. The AI now knows the tone, character, the plot idea, and the result is much stronger. There are 3 steps to better give a direction. First one, divide the goal. What do you want the AI to do? Explain, summarize, generate ideas. Second one, add context. Who is the audience? What is the style or tone? And the last one, be specific. If AI has options, tell it which one to focus on. Second principle, specify format. Now that we know how important it is to give direction, let's take it one step further with the second principle. If you ever ask AI a question and got back a huge wall of text or something that was hard to read, this principle will change that. First, we need to ask ourselves the question, why format matters? AI is a really powerful tool at generating information, but it doesn't always know how to present it in a way that's easy to read and understand. If you don't tell it how to structure the response, you might get a paragraph when you needed a list, or a list when you needed a table. By specifying a format, you make sure the AI delivers something clear, organized, and useful. And now see some examples of weak and strong prompts. Okay, this isn't bad, but it's not very helpful, because it's just a list, some description, and that's it. So for me, I'd like to have something more useful. This is much better. Now you can easily scan a list and see which book interests you. And it's always better to see some texts, sometimes in a table, sometimes in lists. That's why, in my case, for example, with just a suggestion of the books, it's easier to understand the key insights and, in general, to get the idea of the books when it's presented in the table view. Same AI, and as you see, completely different response. Just I changed the way I asked by specifying the format. There are many ways to tell AI how to format your response, depending on what you need. Lists. Give me 5 business ideas in a numbered list. Tables. Format the response as a table with columns for pros and cons. Bullet points. Summarize the article using bullet points. JSON format. Provide the output as a structured JSON object. Step-by-step instructions. Explain me how to set up website in a numbered step-by-step guide. By using the right format, you make AI's response easier to read, more structured, and instantly powerful and useful. Third principle, provide examples. So far, we've learned how to give direction and specify format to get better AI responses. Now let's move on the third principle, provide examples. This is one of the most powerful ways to guide AI toward the exact type of response you want. And here is the key. AI does not understand context the way you do. It follows patterns. If you don't show it clear example, it's just guessing what you want. But when you provide an example, you anchor AI's output to a specific style, format, or level or detail. And now I'd like to show you the examples of weak and strong prompts. Okay, this gave me a mix of ideas, but there is no clear theme. Some names are too generic, some don't sound right, some about one thing, another, but I need it a little bit different. Now this is what I wanted. The AI has learned the pattern. It's created names that match the sleek and minimalistic branding of Apple. Depending on what you're asking AI to do, there are different ways you can provide examples. Reference an existing style. Write a movie review in the style of the New York Times. By using examples, you take control of AI's output, making it more accurate and aligned with what you actually need. So far, we covered how to give direction, specify format, and provide examples to get better AI responses. But even when you do everything right, the first response isn't always perfect. That's why the fourth principle is evaluate quality. AI doesn't always get things 100% correct on the first try. It might be too vague, too detailed, slightly off topic, or missing something really important. That's why you shouldn't just accept the first response and move on. You should refine it to get exactly what you want. When you are reviewing AI responses, here is a simple checklist how to evaluate its quality. Is it accurate? Does the information mention known facts? Is it relevant? Does it fully answer your question? Is it clear? Is the response structured and easy to understand? Is it engaging? Does the tone and style fit your needs? Is anything missing? Could it be improved with more details or examples? If any of these are missing, don't be afraid to ask AI to refine the response until you get exactly what you need. Now we covered all the principles except the last one, the final. And let's talk about this principle. Divide labor. This is all about breaking the complex tasks so that AI can handle them more effectively, rather than overwhelming it with a single massive request. AI performs best when it has one clear task at a time. If you try to ask for too much at once, the response can become disorganized and can miss some key points. By dividing labor, you allow AI to focus on each part of the task separately, as you get a higher quality and more structured response. And now let's see an example of quick and strong prompt for our final principle. This response is okay, but if you really read this, you understand that it doesn't cover really interesting topics and we can improve it. By breaking it down step by step, we get a much stronger and more useful response. Each part is more detailed and the final result is more polished. Depending on what you need AI to do, there are a few ways you can divide labor effectively. Outline first, then expand. Ask AI to create an outline before writing full content. Generate ideas, then develop. Ask AI for 5 business ideas first, then pick one to expand on. Break it down into phases. For long-form content, do research first, then structure, then write. Iterative refinement. Ask AI to generate response, then refine sections one by one. By structuring your prompts this way, you guide AI through a process, ensuring each step is done right before moving to the next one. So we've covered a lot in this video, and by now you should have a clear understanding of how to improve your AI prompting skills. These principles may seem simple, but they completely change the way you will interact with AI. Instead of getting random, low-quality responses, you will start getting clear, structured, and actually useful results. Whether you're using AI for writing, research, coding, or brainstorming, applying these principles will save you time and effort while maximizing AI's potential. Now here's the challenge for you. Take the latest prompt that you've been using and apply just one of these 5 principles to improve it. Then compare the results. Drop a comment below and let me know which principle made the biggest difference for you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the future videos on AI from me. See you!